question here, but for most people, this will be new for everyone here. Please put a star beside today's lesson, because I guarantee this will be on your test on Friday, because I like these questions. Also, this is good for you guys, because you're people who are working, and you'll be working soon. So this lesson, we're talking about overtime and stuff like that. Okay, so. All right, so example 1. All right, so if you're let's do this first, and you gotta evaluate the sheet. Okay, so example 1 is going to say, we're going to say Maddie works at a job earning $12 an hour. We're going to say after 40 hours, she earns time and a half. Okay. So if you are working, and when I'm a teacher, I don't get paid by the hour. Okay, I just get paid, a check, depending on how few or how long hours. But like for most jobs until I was a teacher, if I work 60 hours a week, I get paid for 60 hours, right? And normally what happens for a job is after 40, you'll get paid something called time and a half or overtime. Can somebody tell me what overtime is or what time and a half is?
So you get paid time and a half, like delta time, like what you usually get paid, and then half of what you get paid.
Very good. Okay, so we're going to say time and a half is your hourly salary times 1.5. This is only for hours. This is only for the extra hours. Okay, so if in this case, Maddie works 41, yes? If in this case, Maddie worked 41 hours, she would get 40 hours at her regular salary and only 1 hour at time and a half. All right? Because if not, what would happen is everyone worked 41 hours and they get paid a huge sum of money, right? Because they did it all the way through. So it's only on the hours after 40 that you get paid time and a half. If you work at a job at Zayre's, okay, and you have to work Christmas, yuck, or Easter, or something like that, you could get double time. What would double time be, do you think? Yeah, so you get paid double. So instead of making $12 an hour, you're making 24. You're saying, wait, great, finally what I'm worth. Okay? If you work like 15 hours on Christmas Eve, you can get double time and a half. What would double time and a half be? Okay, keep your phone away, please. What would double time and a half be? Yeah, so you're doing it times it by 2.5. Okay, so all these things can happen. This is math class, they will happen. Different people in this class today because this is math class, all right? All right, so here we go. We're going to make a chart. Okay, so I'm going to make a chart here for this. I like 53, I don't know why. It sounds like a nice round number, okay? So we're going to work on these type of numbers here. The reason I want you to do it in a chart form is to show how the patterns are going to work here. The idea of a piecewise linear function is going to show how some things are going to change here, okay? It's not just going to be a simple equation like y equals mx plus b. It's going to be a little bit more complicated here, okay? So that's all I'm going to do with this. So here we go. Here's the chart. I love charts. I'm sorry I'm a math teacher. So what I'm going to do on the left-hand column is I'm going to write down hours. I'm going to leave a big blank space in the middle. That's where all of my rough work is going to go. Okay, and for you guys, you want to leave some good space. On the right-hand side is going to say total. Okay, so and look at this. God, I'm loving the ruler here. This is excellent. Not just the honors. A few of you guys are using ruler here, so that's good. You just have to get my nose. That's why I'm picking on you. Can someone be brave and tell me what I should put under the hours columns, please? What should I put on the hours columns, please? Go. Good. On your test, I'm going to actually tell you what to write. Now, if you are fading out or you are trying to flick your hair, this is the time to focus in, okay? Because this is where you have to focus for this. Okay, if she works 0 hours, how would our calculation go to find out her money? This one's straightforward, I think. How much money is she going to make if she works 0 hours? $0, but why it says is correct. I'm a math teacher, so I'm going to do this. That's her hours times $12 an hour, which is going to be 0. If you don't write that, if you just type in 0, I can live with that, okay? Okay, can somebody tell me how much? So I'm going to slow that down too, because I like money. Money is my most exciting one. Mrs. Sadler, tell me when you're caught up. You're going to be the speedometer for the class. So what's your water bottle? A big giant one that says. That was yesterday? That was 2 days ago. Oh, Mrs. Sadler. No, I'll find it. All right, for 20 hours, how do I figure out how much she's going to make in 20 hours? 140. How'd you get that? Good. Good. That's good in your head for that. But all we're going to say is that's 20 hours times $12. So that's going to be 240. She's starting to make some decent money. And again, when you guys start working, I know if you guys work some decent hours over the summer, right, you could be working big hours like that for sure. Okay, for 40 hours. And you get a new person, please, to be brave and tell me how to find 40. Go ahead. Good. Which is going to be 480. Now, those three are straightforward. On your test, I'm hoping everyone gets those three numbers. On their test, no problem. It's these last two where people get mixed up. Now, I want someone with big shoulders that can take it for me to say, I'm sorry, let's work together and find a new answer. Be brave here. For 53 hours, how many hours are going to be overtime for 53?
13.
How'd you get that?
Because 40 is maximum before you get over.
Good. So we're going to say 40 times 12. This is your regular. And this here is going to be your overtime. Are we okay on the logic of that right there? Because this is how the calculation is going to go. So you're going to do the 40 times the 12 to get the first 40 hours, then the next 13 hours something weird is going to happen. Is that sort of okay? Because this is, we're going to get to double time on the next example here. How do I figure out how much she makes on overtime? How much money, how many hours is it going to be?
Could be double.
Well, no, single and a half. So how goes the calculation? Play along, please, Josh, you got it? Yeah, 1.5. So the way the overtime would be is 12 times 1.5 is $18 an hour. So I'm going to put in 18 right there. Okay. Now, this is the time to please be brave and ask, okay? Because you guys will have to do this in a little bit. Has anyone here ever gotten overtime? They've worked enough this summer to get paid overtime? Okay, two hard-working people in this room, that's good, okay, right? But you should look at this. If you're working big hours, you should make sure. I wasn't a math teacher at the time, but any job that I worked that could get overtime, I made sure they wouldn't accidentally rip me off and not pay me, right? Not that your job would do that on purpose, right? But there's that. Okay, can somebody do 40 times 12 and then plus 13 times 18 for me, please? Am I going to have to get Spidey out here today? Can I get a calculator, please? 40 times 12 plus 13 times 18. Okay. 714. Now I'm happy with that for an answer because it's more than 480, right? Like it's got to be more than that. All right. Okay, 65 hours. Okay. We'll do the same thing for 65. John is out for this question, although I appreciate your enthusiasm. So, John, can someone else tell me what the calculation in the middle is going to be, please, for 65 hours? Well, think of how many overtime hours are going to be in 65. How many hours are going to be? 25. 25. So we're going to have 40 at the regular and 25 times 18. So this is going to be your regular. And this is going to be your overtime. Okay, can I get someone with a calculator to calculate that for me, please? Go ahead. 930. That's a lot of money. You can go out for yourself tonight. Although 65 hours in a week is a long time. Everyone's actually had to work that amount. When I was a kid, which was a long time ago, I worked at a job called an insurance company, which was called Life in Sadler Road. And around like tax time, like the hours were awful. Like they were something, yeah, I don't want to get into it. It's like 70 hours a week that you do work, which just sucks. It sucks. It's nice on your pocketbook, but it just sucks. All right, example 2. I should have said sucks again, didn't I? Am I recording this? Oh, I am. All right, example 2. I'm going to try this one myself with you guys, and I'll give you guys a second to try it. This sort of makes sense what we did here. Okay? Now, if you're sitting in the back wearing a green shirt and you're saying, I'm not quite sure I get this, all right? I need you to make sure that, sorry, did I say that again? I need you, though, to make sure this is good. This question will be on your test, I guarantee, on Friday. So if you're sitting around here, you can make sure we're good. Example 2 says, she's leaving. All right. So it says here, Aiden works, is there an E in that, isn't there? Is there an E in that?
No, it's
Is Ann, I'm not sorry. Aiden works at a job earning $14 an hour up to 35 hours. Then time and a half up to 55, then double time after. All right, now you might say, Mr. Sadler, this is complicated. This is your life, okay? For a lot of people, if you're working jobs, this is the type of thing they'll have to do. And it doesn't hurt to do a quick little check before you get paid, at least to ballpark it to make sure. Obviously, there'll be tax, speaking and stuff like that on there, so, you know, things will change, right? Please get that phone, please, okay? There'll obviously be tax and stuff like that, okay? But this is the basic idea for the gross. Is that what we're looking for? The gross amount that you're earning? I didn't have a paycheck before. Gross is like the stuff. No. Part A is going to say, what is his time and a half and what is his double time? Okay, so so what is his time and a half salary and what is his double time salary? So this is just a calculation here. Okay, why if you're not able to work there, we're going to have to find another spot. Okay, because I need you to do this. I want this to be an awesome test for you guys. Okay. So how do I'll give you a second to scribble on too, because talking about money brings out the worst of me. How to figure out how much he makes for time and a half. Someone be brave and tell me. 14 times 1.5, thank you. So we're going to say time and a half. I think we'll bring Spidey out tomorrow, not today. We're almost done. Fourteen times 1.5, I think, is 21. Does that work? Good. Double times salary. What am I going to be multiplying by? And the hint is double. Double is times by? 2. 2, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you. You know what, John, you make me so happy, you know that. Wait till I go home and I'll say the guy with him this big, he's my #1 answerer in math class. That makes me, my wife will be so impressed. 28. I don't talk about it that much. The first day I did, and I haven't mentioned you since. So. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to take you a second and let you guys to make a chart again, okay? So I'm going to give you guys maybe about 5 minutes to try and make this chart, then we'll take it up, okay? I need a small amount of independence here, okay, because this is the type of question I'll have in the test, okay? If you need encouragement, raise your hand. But follow this, your lead for this. It's going to be the same as this with different numbers. Ready? Does everyone see?
Yeah. Same hours?
No, yeah, I'll do a new set of hours here, okay? All right? Does anyone need me to need that last chart yet? So I'm too fast. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to say make a chart. I'm going to slow down here. Okay, so I'm going to hit pause in the video. You guys can call this one out. I'm going to hit pause here, sorry. Oh, 17. Pause 17.